Whoa.
Okay. Oh.
There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. I finally got my technical issues figured out. And Num Nums is here.
Yeah, do you want to smell this on stream?
What is this? It smells like cheap rubber. I got her a squishy thing. We went to an arcade today.
Yeah.
It was really good. Anyway.
Oh my god, I was gonna babble, but I'll resist.
Oh, well, no, you can. What do you want to say?
I was gonna talk about how I earned 4,000 tickets in
Oh my
one
god.
day.
Oh, Honey Lightning's here. Hello.
Hello.
We're so glad we figured out what's going on. You can babble. I just want to talk real quick. So basically, even though spooky season is over, I thought it would be a really fun idea to read some creepypastas on stream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I asked Kenta's Discord if anyone had any recommendations. He was the only one who recommended one, and he wanted us to read Psychosis. So I've got that pulled up on the stream. So it says it takes about an average of 21 minutes. So I got that one. And then after that, we have, I'm peeking the mic. I'm going to turn myself down a bit, shut myself up. Once that's done, I have two very unserious creepypastas that I'm going to read. They're really, really good. They're really high quality. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. But before we read, you can go ahead and babble.
Today we went to the arcade and I literally pounded clowns into oblivion to earn 4,000 tickets for a cup.
Yeah, so there was like a Hello Kitty Stanley Cup that she really, really, really wanted. And she was like kicking butt. It was like a whack-a-mole game, but it was beating up clowns. And Num Nums was destroying them. It was honestly quite frightening.
I kept getting the grand prize of 500 tickets when I played it.
Yeah.
She
was kicking butt, taking names. Pennywise ain't got shit on her.
Oh my god.
All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Okay. You ready to listen?
I guess so.
Don't be sad.
Okay.
The first story is mostly just one narrator. So she's going to rest her throat, but if you want to chime in for the side character.
Yeah, if you guys can't tell, my voice is still messed up.
But it's all right. She'll be reading a bit more with the joke stories. So anyway. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I have some royalty-free horror music.
I drank water, everyone.
Yeah, so that's gonna start playing. I'll turn that up a bit. It's really good stuff. All right. Without further ado, this is Psychosis.
It's about the same volume as your voice.
Oh, that's good.
Is that what you want? Okay.
I think so. I think as long as people can hear me clearly. If Honey can't hear me, she can come up here and kick my butt. So anyway, this is Psychosis by Matt Dermesky. I assume that's how that's pronounced. All right. Sunday. I'm not sure why I'm writing this down on paper and not on my computer. I guess I've just noticed some odd things. It's not that I don't trust the computer, I just need to organize my thoughts. I need to get down all the details somewhere objective, somewhere I know that what I write can't be deleted or changed. Not that that's happened. It's just... everything here blurs together here. Wow, I messed that up already. And the fog of memory...
On it, like, she's coming to beat us up?
Oh.
Yeah, see, I told you that was too loud.
Oh no. I can turn it down. You can turn it down. I'm trying to
gonna die.
I'm trying to be serious, and this is already turning into a goofy stream.
Oh, I'll shut up.
No, it's okay. It's both of them. You don't need to. Honey, were you able to hear me reading the first part, or do I have to start over? Hopefully she's still listening. Sorry, this is mostly an experiment. Oh, yes, I heard you. Okay, perfect. All right.
So you're gonna be serious. Let's go.
Yeah, well, the first story is serious, so I'm gonna try to be more serious, so. Anyway. Not that that's happened. Everything blurs together here. And the fog of memory lends a strange cast to things. I'm starting to feel cramped in this small apartment, and maybe that's the problem. I just had to go and choose the cheapest apartment, the only one in the basement. The lack of windows down here makes days and nights seem to slip by seamlessly. I haven't been out in a few days because I've been working on this programming project so intensively. I suppose I just wanted to get it done. Hours of sitting and staring at a monitor can make anyone feel strange, I know. But I don't think that's it. I'm not sure when I first started to feel like something was odd. I can't even define what it is. Maybe I just haven't talked to anyone in a while. That's the first thing that crept up on me. Everyone I normally talk to online. Did the music jump scare you?
Yeah.
Oh. Sorry, it's atmospheric.
No, you could be serious reading and I can just make noises in the background, don't worry.
Perfect.
Just ignore me.
Maybe I just haven't talked to anyone in a while. And that's the first thing that crept up on me. Everyone I normally talk to online while I program has been idle, or they've simply not logged on at all. My instant messages go unanswered, and the last email I got from anybody was a friend saying he'd talk to me when he got back from the store. And that was yesterday.
He's still at the store.
He's getting that milk.
Oh wait, no, you're trying to be serious. Never mind.
It's okay, you can comment. You don't have to be totally silent. You're here as a guest.
That's true, but you're trying to be serious. I will also be serious.
The soup store, exactly. He's buying clothes at the soup store. I'd call with my cell phone, but the reception's terrible down here. Yeah, that's it. I just need to call someone. I'm going to go outside. Gonna touch some grass. Well, that didn't work so well. As the tingle of fear fades, I'm feeling a little ridiculous for being scared at all. I've looked in the mirror and I went out, but I didn't shave the 2-day stubble I've grown.
Ew.
On my pits.
Ah! Is that what it says? What are you reading?
No.
Oh.
I'm right here. I just put that in because I'm nasty. I figured I was just going out for a quick cell phone call. I did change my shirt, though, because it was lunchtime, and it had that anime ahago symbol on it. Because it was lunchtime, and I guessed that I'd run into at least one person I knew.
Really angry at you.
That didn't end up happening. I wish it did. I love you.
Ew.
Excuse me. When I went out, I opened the door to my small apartment slowly. A small feeling of apprehension had somehow already lodged itself in me, for some indefinable reason. I chalked it up to not having spoken to anyone but myself for a day or two, and I peered down the dingy gray hallway, made dingier by the fact that it was a basement hallway. On one end, a large metal door led to the building's furnace room. It was locked, of course, and 2 dreary soda machines stood by it. I bought a soda from one the first day I moved in, but it had a 2-year expiration date. 2-year-old expiration date.
I was gonna babble.
What's up?
Like at the so I work at an elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at a different one before.
That's very scary.
It is very scary. The one I worked at before apparently used to have a vending machine for the teachers, and then they got rid of it. So then I would just be thirsty and die.
Oh no.
Isn't that such a fun fact? Okay, that's it.
That's tragic.
So this guy has like a vending machine with like old soda, and I'm like, man, I wish I had a vending machine with old soda at my old school.
Them budget cuts are brutal, man. I'm fairly sure nobody knows those machines are even down here, or my cheap landlady just doesn't care to get them restocked.
Both.
Probably. I closed my door softly and walked the other direction, taking care not to make a sound. I have no idea why I chose to do that, but it was fun giving in to the strange impulse not to break the droning hum of the soda machines, at least for the moment. I got to the stairwell and took the stairs up to the building's front door. I looked through the heavy door's small square window and received quite the shock. It was definitely not lunchtime. City gloom hung over the dark streets outside, and the traffic lights at the intersection in the distance blinked yellow. Dim clouds, purple and black from the glow of the city, hung overhead. Nothing moved, save for a few sidewalk trees that shifted in the wind. I remember shivering, though I wasn't cold. And maybe it was the wind outside. I could vaguely hear it through the heavy metal door. And I knew that it was unique kind of late night wind, the kind that was constant, cold, and quiet, save for the rhythmic music it made as it passed through the countless unseen tree leaves. I decided not to go outside. Inside, I lifted my cell phone. What's her
Dead.
Oh, yeah. It's so scary. Inside, I lifted...
Oh! It says instead!
Oh, instead. Oh my god. I can't read.
You're being like, that's nice, sweetie. Inside, I lifted myself. No!
I'm sorry. Thought you're here to help me.
No, it's okay. You can read it wrong. I'm fine with that.
No, you sassing me?
No.
I'm gonna hide you from my stream.
Okay, goodbye.
Just kidding.
Oh, wow.
Is that you? No, that's the other one. I have so many no. There you are.
No!
She's gone.
Okay, I deserve it.
Just kidding. Come back here. I love you.
You missed me.
I did. Instead,
Oh my god.
I lifted my cell phone to the door's little window and checked the signal meter. The bars filled up the meter, and I smiled. Time to hear someone else's voice, I remembered thinking, relieved. It was such a strange thing, to be afraid of nothing. I shook my head, laughing at myself silently. I hit speed dial for my best friend Amy's number and held the phone to my ear. It rang once, but then it stopped. I feel like people listening to this are gonna get major whiplash from like the serious story and us just goofing around. That's okay. It rang once, but then it stopped. Nothing happened. I listened to silence for a good 20 seconds, and then I hung up. I frowned and looked at the signal meter again. Still full. I went to dial her number again, but then my phone rang in my hand, startling me. I put it up to my ear. Thank you. Thank you for that. Hello? I asked, immediately fighting down a small shock at hearing the first spoken voice in days, even if it was my own. I had gotten used to the droning hum of the building's inner workings, my computer and the soda machines in the hallway. There was no response to my greeting at first, but then, finally, a voice came.
Hey.
Said a clear male voice, obviously of college age like me.
Who's this?
John, I replied, confused.
Oh, sorry. Wrong number.
He replied and then hung up.
Oh, no.
I lowered the phone slowly and leaned against the thin brick wall of the stairwell. That was strange. I looked at my received calls list, but the number was unfamiliar. Before I could think on it further, the phone rang loudly, shocking me yet again.
What?
Jesus. This time, Shut up. Because I'm sorry, you could Sorry. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This time, I looked at the caller before I answered. It was another unfamiliar number. And this time, I held the phone to my ear, but said nothing. I heard nothing but the general background noise of a phone. And then a familiar voice broke my tension.
John?
Was a single word in Amy's voice. I breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, it's you, I replied.
Who else would it be?
She responded.
Oh, the number. I'm at a party on 7th Street and my phone died just as you called me. This is someone else's phone, obviously.
Oh, okay.
You called? I thought she called you. Whose phone?
Who is phone? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I said.
Where are you?
She asked. My eyes glanced over at the drab whitewashed cylinder block walls and the heavy metal door with its small window. At my building, I sighed, and just feeling cooped up. I didn't realize it was so late.
You should come here,
she said, laughing. This loser who doesn't socialize. Nah, I don't feel like looking for some strange place by myself in the middle of the night.
It's not strange,
I said, looking out the window at the silent, windy streets. That secretly scared me just a tiny bit. I think I'm just going to go to working or go to bed.
Nonsense,
she replied.
I can come get you. Your building is close to 7th Street, right?
How drunk are you? I asked lightheartedly. You know where I live.
Oh, of course,
she said abruptly.
I guess I can't get there by walking, huh?
You could if you wanted to waste half an hour, I told her.
Right,
she said.
Okay, I have to go. Good luck with your work.
I lowered the phone once more, looking at the numbers flash as the call ended, and then the droning silence suddenly reasserted itself in my ears. The two strange calls in the eerie street outside just drove home my aloneness in this empty stairwell. And perhaps from seeing too many scary movies.
Stop watching them. Oh, sorry.
Stop it.
Stop it!
I had the sudden inexplicable idea that something could look in the door's window and see me. Some sort of horrible entity that hovered at the... What? What do you... Okay.
Don't worry, no one can hear me.
Okay. Some sort of horrible entity that hovered at the edge of aloneness, just waiting to creep up on unsuspecting people that strayed too far from other human beings. I knew the fear was irrational, but nobody else was around, so I jumped down the stairs, ran down the hallway into my room, and closed the door as swiftly as I could while still staying silent. And like I said...
God, this is really dramatic music right now.
Yeah, it's a dramatic story. Like I said, I feel a little ridiculous for being scared of nothing, and the fear has already faded. Writing this down helps a lot. It makes me realize that nothing is wrong. It filters out half-formed thoughts and fears and leaves only cold, hard facts. It's late. I got a call from a wrong number, and Amy's phone died, so she called me back from another number. Nothing strange is happening. Still, there was something a little off about that conversation. I know it could have just been the alcohol she had, or was it even her that seemed off to me? Or was it... Yes, that was it. I didn't realize it until this moment, writing these things down. I knew writing things down would help. She said she was at a party, but I heard silence in the background. Of course, that doesn't mean anything in particular, as she could have just gone outside to make the call. No, that couldn't be it either. I didn't hear the wind. I need to see if the wind is still blowing.
I don't hear the wind in phone call. Oh, you're right.
That's the wind. Babe, it's just the wind. Come outside. Come to the party.
That's my wind noise.
That's really good.
Thank you.
Monday. I forgot to finish writing last night. I'm not sure what I expected to see when I ran up the stairwell.
God.
Are you gonna freak out every time the music changes?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is scary.
Well, yeah, it's royalty-free horror music. I forgot to finish writing last night. I'm not sure what I expected to see when I ran up the stairwell and looked out the heavy metal door's window. I'm feeling ridiculous. Last night's fears seemed hazy and unreasonable to me now. And I can't wait to go into the sunlight. I'm gonna check my email, shave, shower, and finally get out of here. Wait. I think I heard something.
I don't know if that picked up on stream.
That's okay, you tried.
Pew!
Thank you for the sound effects. They're really good.
I'm trying to build the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's working. It was thunder. The whole sunlight and fresh air thing didn't happen. I went into the stairwell and up the stairs, only to find disappointment. The heavy metal door's little window showed only flowing water as torrential rain slammed against it. Only a very dim, gloomy light filtered in through the rain. But at least I knew it was daytime, even if it was a gray, sickly, wet day. I tried looking out the window and waiting for lightning to illuminate the gloom, but the rain was too heavy and I couldn't make out anything more than the vague, weird shapes moving at odd angles in the waves washing down the window. That was a very long sentence to read in one breath. I hope you're all proud of me.
I'm always proud of you.
Oh, thanks. Disappointed, I turned around, but I didn't want to go back to my room. Instead, I wandered further up the stairs, past the first floor and the second. The stairs ended at the third floor, the highest floor in the building. I looked through the glass that ran up the outer wall of the stairwell, but it was that warped, thick kind that scatters the light. Not that there was much to see through the rain to begin with. I opened the stairwell door and wandered down the hallway. The 10 or so thick wooden doors, painted blue a long time ago, were all closed. I listened as I walked, but it was the middle of the day, so I wasn't surprised that I heard nothing but the rain outside. As I stood in the dim hallway, listening to the rain, I had the strange fleeting impression that the doors were standing like silent granite monoliths erected by some ancient forgotten civilization.
Is that what's in 2001?
You mean like a Space Odyssey?
I think so.
I'm not sure. I haven't seen that movie.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I don't remember if it's called the Space Odyssey, but I know it's 2001.
That's the one with the evil supercomputer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one we're talking about.
Okay. You think I know movies?
I don't know this one either, apparently. Like some ancient forgotten civilization for some unfathomable guardian purpose. Lightning flashed.
Oh no, lightning's quiet.
And I could have sworn that for just a moment, the old grainy blue wood looked just like rough stone. I laughed at myself for letting my imagination get the best of me.
Oh.
But then it occurred to me that the dim gloom and lightning...
It's Barney!
Barney. Won't you say you love me too?
Okay, sorry.
This is really good. This is a very good horror. Are you scared? Are you scared of the horror stream?
Did you see Barney's new design?
The CGI one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like crap.
You mean scary. It looks really scary.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
This is what's causing the psychosis.
Yeah. The Barney redesign.
Yeah.
The Barney redesigned creepypasta.
Oh my god.
I gotta get on working on writing that. Anyway, looked like rough stone. I laughed at myself for letting my imagination get the best of me. But then it occurred to me that the dim gloom and lightning must mean that there was a window somewhere in the hallway. A vague memory surfaced, and I recalled that the third floor had an alcove and an inset window halfway down the floor's hallway. Excited to look into the rain and possibly see another human being, I quickly walked over to the alcove, finding the large, thin glass window. Rain washed down it, as with the front door's window, but I could open this one. I reached a hand out to slide it open, but hesitated. I had the strangest feeling that if I opened this window, I would see something absolutely horrifying on the other side. Everything's been so odd lately. So I came up with a plan.
Music's too loud.
Ooh.
Music's noisy.
Silence music. How's that? Is that better? I can turn myself up a bit too. There we go. Okay, how's that sound? Hopefully that worked.
I ruined your stream.
Okay.
I hear it better.
All right. She says it's better.
What? That's in the way.
Okay, good. Thank God we have someone else in the house listening. Thank God for honey. Mad props. All right. Everything's been so
Scooby-Dooby.
Scooby-Doobity lately.
Stop it.
So I came up with a Scooby-Doobity plan. Skibbity toilet riz.
Ew, stop.
And I came back here to get what I needed. I don't seriously think anything will come of it, but I'm bored. It's raining. And I'm going stir crazy. I came back to get my webcam. The cord isn't long enough to reach the third floor by any means, so instead, I'm going to hide it between the two soda machines in the dark end of my basement hallway, run the wire along the wall and under my door, and put black duct tape over the wire to blend it in with the black plastic strip that runs along the base of the hallway's walls. I know this is silly, but I don't have anything better to do. This music
Just girly things.
is loud. I'm going to turn this down just a smidgen. There we go. All right. Perfect. Back to the reading.
Yay.
Well, nothing happened. I propped open the hallway to stairway door, steeled myself, and then flung the heavy front door wide open and ran like hell down the stairs to my room, and then slammed the door. Slammed the door. Thank you. I watched the webcam on my computer intently, seeing the hallway outside my door and most of the stairwell. I'm watching it right now, and I don't see anything interesting. I just wish the camera's position was different so that I could see out the front door. Hey, somebody's online.
It's me.
It's Num Nums.
Hello, everyone.
Hello,
welcome to my
stream.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my stream.
How far is down am I? Oh, we still got quite a bit to read. That's okay.
I can always take over, too.
I got it for now. I got out an older, less functional webcam that I had in my closet to video chat with my friend online. Sorry, that enunciation was weird. I couldn't really explain to him why I wanted to video chat, but it felt good to see another person's face. He couldn't talk very long, and we didn't talk about anything meaningful, but I felt much better. My strange fear has almost passed. I would feel completely better, but there was something odd about our conversation. I know that I've said that everything has seemed odd, but still, he was very vague in his responses. I can't recall one specific thing he said, no particular name or place or event, but he did ask for my email address to keep in touch. Wait, I just got an email. It's spam. It's political spam.
Oh, God, I'm tired of that.
I'm about to go out. Oh, God.
Well, okay.
I'm about to go outside. And I just got an email from Amy that asked me to meet her for dinner at the place we usually go to. I do love pizza, and I've just been eating random food from my poorly stocked fridge for days, so I can't wait. Again, I feel ridiculous about the odd couple of days I've been having. I should destroy this journal when I get back. Oh, another email. Oh my god. I almost left the email and opened the door. I almost opened the door.
Oh my god.
But I read the email first. It was from a friend I hadn't heard from in a long time, and it was sent to a huge number of emails that must have been every person he had saved in his address list. It had no subject, and it said, simply, "Seen with your own eyes, don't trust them, they.
Oh my god, that's like me writing.
Don't trust the non-binaries.
Yeah.
Don't trust them, theys."
Oh my god, stop it.
Just kidding. I love
We love you, non-beanies.
We love you, non-beanies.
Non-binies.
Non-binies. I'm so scared. Me too, girl. What the hell is that supposed to mean? The words shock me, and I keep going over and over them. Is it a desperate email sent just as something happened? The words are obviously cut off without finishing. On any other day, I would have dismissed this as spam from a computer virus or something, but the words, "Seen with your own eyes." Can't help but read over this journal and think back on my last few days and realize that I have not seen another person with my own eyes or talked to another person face to face. The webcam conversation with my friend was so strange, so vague, so eerie. Now that I think about it, was it eerie? Or is the fear clouding my memory? My mind toys with the progression of events I've written here, pointing out that I have not been presented with one single fact that I did not specifically give out unsuspectingly. The random wrong number that got my name and the subsequent strange return call from Amy, the friend that asked for my email address. I messaged him first when I saw him online. And then I got my first email a few minutes after that conversation. Oh my god. That phone call with Amy. I said over the phone. I said that I was within half an hour's walk of 7th Street. They know I'm near there. And what if they're trying to find me? Where's everyone else? Why haven't I seen or heard anyone else in days? No, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I need to calm down. This madness needs to end. Spooky.
Spooky.
I don't know what to think. I ran about my apartment furiously, holding my cell phone up to every corner to see if it got a signal through the heavy walls. Finally, in the tiny bathroom, near one ceiling corner, I got a single bar.
Oh my god, me in my house.
My god. Holding my phone there, I sent a text message to every number in my list. Not wanting to betray anything about my unfounded fears, I simply sent, "You see anyone face to face lately?" At that point, I just wanted any reply back. I didn't care what the reply was or if I embarrassed myself. I tried to call someone a few times, but I couldn't get my head up high enough. And if I brought my cell phone down even an inch, it lost signal. And then I remembered my computer and rushed over to it, instant messaging everyone online. Most were idle or away from their computer. Nobody responded. My messages grew more frantic, and I started telling people that I was where I was and to stop by in person for a host of barely passable reasons. I didn't care about anything by that point. I just needed to see another person. I also tore apart my apartment looking for something that I might have missed, some way to contact another human being without opening the door. I know it's crazy. I know it's unfounded, but what if I just needed to be sure. I taped the phone to the ceiling in case. Tuesday. The phone rang. Exhausted from last night's rampage, I must have fallen asleep. I woke up to the phone ringing and ran into the bathroom, stood on the toilet, and flipped open the phone taped to the ceiling. It was Amy, and I feel so much better. She was really worried about me, and apparently had been trying to contact me since the last time I talked to her. She's coming over now, and yes, she knows where I am without me telling her. I feel so embarrassed. I am definitely throwing this journal away before anyone sees it. I don't
say it's writing practice.
Yeah, it's all fiction, fam. A wink. I don't even know why I'm writing in it now. Maybe it's just because it's the only communication I've had at all since God knows when. I look like hell, too. I looked in the mirror before I came back here. My eyes are sunken, my stubble is thicker, and I just look generally unhealthy. I'm gonna take a sip. Good water. Are you enjoying my reading?
Yeah.
Good, I'm glad. We're about halfway done with this one, and then we get into the goofy ones.
Yep.
I'll take a short break in between, but anyway. My apartment is trashed, but I'm not going to clean it up. I think I need someone else to see what I've been through. These past few days have not been normal.
This guy just wants someone to clean up his apartment without him doing it.
God, same.
No! Be responsible for your things, everyone.
I am not one to imagine things. I know I have been the victim of extreme probability. I probably missed seeing another person a dozen times. I just happened to go out when it was late at night, or the middle of the day when everyone was gone. Everything's perfectly fine. I know this now. Plus, I found something in the closet last night that has helped me tremendously. A television. I set it up just before I wrote this, and it's on in the background. Television has always been an escape for me, and it reminds me that there's a world beyond these dingy brick walls. I'm glad Amy's the only one that responded to me after last night's frantic pestering of everyone I could contact.
That's insane.
What?
No one else talked to this guy?
No.
Okay, guys, I haven't heard this story before.
Oh.
So I'm blind. So it's like, it's like, you contact everyone. I figured somebody would respond.
You would figure.
Yeah, unless you, oh my God, what was that one series? The one series where, like, the guy had, like, 3 people in his contacts. And then it's like, yeah, then one person would respond, and that's a big chunk.
Yeah, 1/3.
Yeah, 1/3. Yeah.
Well, perhaps by the end of the story, all will be made clear.
Or not.
Or not. Who knows? I have read this story, or listened to it before. She's been my friend. She's been my best friend for years. She doesn't know it, but I count the day I met her among one of the few moments of true happiness in my life. I remember that warm summer day fondly. It seems a different reality from this dark, rainy, lonely place. I feel like I spent days sitting in that playground, much too old to play, just talking with her and hanging around doing nothing at all. I still feel like I can go back to that moment sometimes, and it reminds me that this damn place is not all there is. Finally, a knock on the door.
Oh my God, I'm building the suspense.
Yeah, knock, knock. I thought it was odd that I couldn't see her through the camera I hid between the two soda machines. I figured that it was just bad positioning, like when I couldn't see out the front door. I should have known. After the knock, I yelled through the door jokingly that I had a camera between the soda machines because I was embarrassed myself that I had taken this paranoia so far. After I did that, I saw her image walk over to the camera and look down at it. She smiled and waved.
Hey,
she said to the camera brightly, giving her a wry look. It's weird, I know, I said into the mic attached to my computer. I've had a weird few days,
Must have.
she replied.
Open the door, John.
I hesitated. How could I be sure? Hey, humor me a second here, I told her through the mic. Tell me one thing about us, just to prove to me that you're you. She gave the camera a weird look.
All right.
She said slowly, thinking.
We met randomly at a playground when we were both way too old to be there.
I sighed deeply as reality returned and my fear faded. God, I'd been so ridiculous. Of course it was Amy. That day wasn't anywhere in the world except in my memory. I'd never even mentioned it to anyone. Not out of embarrassment, but out of a strange secret nostalgia and a longing for those days to return. If there was some unknown force at work trying to trick me, as I feared, there was no way they could have known about that day.
Man, maybe next year we can do a countdown to Halloween.
That would be fun. We can read some spooky, ooky stories
Yeah,
together.
force you to read the entire Umineko series.
Oh my god. All right, I'll explain everything, I told her. Be right there. I'm running. I ran to my small bathroom and fixed my hair as best I could. I looked like hell, but she would understand. Snickering at my own unbelievable behavior and the mess I'd made of the place, I walked to the door. I put my hand on the doorknob and gave the mess one last look. So ridiculous, I thought. Oh, geez. My eyes traced over the half-eaten food lying on the ground, the overflowing trash bin, and the bed I'd tipped to the side looking for God knows what. I almost turned to the door and opened it, but my eyes fell on one last thing. The old webcam. The one I used for that eerily vacant chat with my friend. Its silent black sphere lay haphazardly tossed to the side, its lens pointed at the table where this journal lay. An overwhelming terror took me as I realized that if something could see me through the camera, it would have seen what I just wrote about that day. I asked her for any one thing about us, and she chose the only thing in the world that I thought they, or it, did not know.
I got sin water.
Oh, good. But it did. It did know. It could have been watching me the whole time.
Oh, wait, what? I want to get a drink.
Oh, so basically, like, he looked at the webcam on his computer, and it was pointed towards the journal, and he asked Amy to tell him any one thing, and she mentioned the thing he wrote in the journal.
Ooh.
I didn't open the door. I screamed. I screamed in uncontrollable terror. Just like that. I stomped on the old webcam on the floor. The door shook, and the doorknob tried to turn, but I didn't hear Amy's voice through the door. Was the basement door made to keep out drafts too thick? Or was it too thick, just like Amy's booty?
No.
Or was Amy not outside? What could have been trying to get in if not her?
Me.
Cat?
It was a cat.
The hell is out there?
Me.
I saw her on my computer through the camera outside. I heard her on the speakers through the camera outside. But was it real? How can I know? She's gone now. I screamed and shouted for help.
Help me, please. Please. Thank you.
Oh my God. And I piled up everything in my apartment against the front door.
Are you laughing at my acting?
No, we're
Okay.
barricading the door. Friday. At least I think it's Friday. I broke everything electronic. I smashed my computer to pieces. Every single thing on there could have been accessed by network access or worse, altered. I'm a programmer. I know. Every little piece of information I gave outside since this started, my name, my email, my location, none of it came back from outside until I gave it out. I've been going over and over what I wrote. I've been pacing back and forth, alternating between stark terror and overpowering disbelief. Sometimes I'm absolutely certain some phantom entity is dead set on the simple goal of getting me to go outside. Back
Just
to
like all our friends.
just like all our friends. And our parents.
Yeah.
Back to the beginning. With the phone call from Amy, she was effectively asking me to open the door and go outside. I keep running through it in my head. One point of view says I've acted like a madman, and all of this is the extreme convergence of probability. Never going outside at the right times by pure luck, never seeing another person by pure chance, getting a random nonsense email from some computer virus at just the right time. The other point of view says that extreme convergence of probability is the reason that whatever's out there hasn't gotten me already. And I keep thinking, I never opened the window on the 3rd floor. I never opened the front door until that incredibly stupid stunt with the hidden camera, after which I ran straight into my room and slammed the door. I haven't opened my own solid door since I flung open the front door of the building. Whatever's out there, if anything's out there, never made an appearance in the building before I opened the front door. And maybe the reason it wasn't in the building already was that it was elsewhere, getting everyone else. And then it waited until I betrayed my existence by trying to call Amy. A call which didn't work until it called me and asked me my name. Terror literally overwhelms me every time I try to fit the pieces of this nightmare together. That email, short, cut off. Was it from someone trying to get word out? Some friendly voice desperately trying to warn me before it came? Seen with my own eyes, don't trust them. Exactly what I've been so suspicious of. It could have masterful control of all things electronic, practicing its insidious deception to trick me into coming outside. Why can't it get in? It knocked on the door. It must have some solid presence. The door. The image of those doors in the upper hallway as guardian monoliths flash back in my mind every time I trace this path of thoughts. If there is some phantom entity trying to get me to go outside, maybe it can't get through doors. I keep thinking,
like a vampire.
oh, it's a vampire. It's Dracula. It's Count Chocula.
Yeah.
Count Chocula creepypasta.
Yeah.
I keep thinking back over all the books I've read or movies I've seen, trying to generate some explanation for this. Doors have always been such intense foci? I don't know this word.
Oh,
Intense something.
I don't know how to read.
Well, I've never seen this word before. It's FOCI. Do you know what it is?
FOCI.
Something of human imagination. Always seen as wards or portals of special importance, or perhaps the door is just too thick. I know that I couldn't bash through any of the doors in this.
Oh my god, it's the plural of focus. Foci.
Oh, foci. Some foci of human... That's very interesting. We learned something today. Fascinating. Anyway. Or perhaps the door is just too thick. I know that I couldn't bash through any of the doors in this building, let alone the heavy basement ones.
Weak.
Do you even lift, bro? Aside from that, the real question is, why does it even want me? If it just wanted to kill me, it could do it in any number of ways.
Oh my god, what if it's looking to date you?
Ooh.
It's romantic.
Come outside, lover boy.
Yeah. Just so shy, doesn't know how to, communicate.
Mm-hmm. If it just wanted to kill me, it could have done I could do it in any number of ways, including just waiting until I starve to death. And what if it doesn't want to kill me? What if it has some far more horrific fate in store for me?
Arranged marriage.
God, what can I do to escape this nightmare? Knock on the door. Arranged marriage is the nightmare.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, like, if you don't want to marry this, like, scary monster,
Scary.
you don't want to marry Psychosis.
Psychosis.
Yeah.
Oh. Ugh, I bent my fingy.
Is it the one you cut off?
Yeah.
God.
It's okay, and I'll be all right. I told the people on the other side of the door I need a minute to think, and I'll come out. I'm really just writing this down so I can figure out what to do. At least this time I heard their voices. My paranoia, and yes, I recognize I'm being paranoid, has me thinking of all sorts of ways that their voices could be faked electronically. There could be nothing but speakers outside stimulating human voices, and did it really take them 3 days to come talk to me? Amy is supposedly out there along with 2 policemen and a psychiatrist. And maybe it took them 3 days to think of what to say to me. The psychiatrist's claim could be pretty convincing if I decided to think this had all been a crazy misunderstanding and not some entity trying to trick me into opening the door. The psychiatrist had an older voice, authoritarian but still caring. I liked it. I'm desperate just to see someone with my own eyes. He said I have something called cyber psychosis, and that I'm just one of a nationwide epidemic of thousands of people having breakdowns triggered by a suggestive email that got through somehow. I swear, he said got through somehow. I think he means spread through the country inexplicably, but I'm incredibly suspicious that the entity slipped up and revealed something. He said I am a part of a wave of emergent behavior, that a lot of other people are having the same problem with the same fears, even though we've never communicated. That neatly explains the strange email about eyes that I got. I didn't get the original triggering email. I got a descendant of it. My friend could have broken down too and tried to warn everyone he knew against his paranoid fears. And that's how the problem spreads, the psychiatrist claims. I could have spread it too with my texts and instant messages online to everyone I know. One of those people might be melting down right now after being triggered by something I sent them. Something they might interpret any way that they want. Something like a text saying, "Seen anybody face to face lately?" The psychiatrist told me that he didn't want to lose another one. That people like me are intelligent, and that's our downfall. We draw connections so well that we draw them even when they shouldn't be there. He said it's easy to get caught up in paranoia in our fast-paced world, a constantly changing place, where more and more of our interaction is simulated.
Wow.
I have
been streaming for almost an hour.
Oh my God. This is because we're taking our sweet time reading this. That's all right. We're having fun. And we're going to have more fun. Just you wait. And this one is, we're getting close to the end, so we shouldn't be doing too much longer. I have to give him one thing. It's a great explanation. It neatly explains everything. It perfectly explains everything, in fact. I have every reason to shake off this nightmarish fear that something or consciousness or being out there wants me to open the door so it can capture me for some horrible fate, worse than death. It would be foolish, after hearing that explanation, to stay in here until I starve to death just to spite the entity that might have got everyone else. It would be foolish to think that, after hearing that explanation, I might be one of the last people left alive on an empty world, hiding in my secure basement room, spitting some unthinkable deceptive entity just by refusing to be captured. Spiting. I said spiting instead. I'm so good at reading. Not spitting. Spiting.
You.
patooey. It's a perfect explanation for every single strange thing I've seen or heard. And I have every reason in the world to let all of my fears go and open the door. That's exactly why I'm not going to. Take that, atheist. How can I be sure? How can I know what's real and what's deception? All of these damn things with their wires and their signals that originate from some unseen origin. They're not real. I can't be sure. Signals through a camera, fake video, deceptive phone calls, emails, even the television lying broken on the floor. How can I possibly know what's real? It's just signals, waves, light. The door. It's bashing on the door. It's trying to get in. What insane mechanical contrivance could it be using to simulate the sound of men attacking the heavy wood so well? At least I'll finally see it with my own eyes. There's nothing left in here for it to deceive me with. I've ripped apart everything else. It can't deceive my eyes. Can it? Seen with your own eyes, don't trust them. Wait. Was that desperate message telling me to trust my eyes? Or warning me about my eyes too? Oh my God. What's the difference between a camera and my eyes? They both turn light into electrical signals. They're the same. I can't be deceived. I have to be sure. I have to be sure. Yeah.
Cameras can record. Wait, no, people can see things in their minds. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was like, I have aphantasia, so I'm like, eyeballs can't keep track of what they see.
You
it's
got
like
that,
other people do.
You got that anesthesia, girl.
My anesthesia. I was like, eyeballs don't keep track of anything. You close your eyes and there's nothing there.
Memories, baby.
No memories.
Date unknown. I calmly ask for paper and pen.
Yeah, please.
Day
paper. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Day in and day out, until it finally gave them to me. Not that it matters. What am I going to do? Poke my eyes out? The bandages feel like a part of me now. Pain is gone. I figured this will be one of my last chances to write legibly, as without my sight to correct mistakes, my hands will slowly forget the motions involved. This is a sort of self-indulgence, this writing. It's a relic of another time, because I'm certain everyone left in the world is dead by something far worse. I sit against the padded wall day in and day out. The entity brings me food and water. It masks itself as a kind nurse, as an unsympathetic doctor. I think it knows that my hearing has sharpened considerably now that I live in darkness. It fakes conversations in the hallways on the off chance that I might overhear. One of the nurses talks about having a baby soon. One of the doctors lost his wife in a car accident. None of it matters. None of it is real. None of it gets to me. Not like she does. That's the worst part. The part I almost can't handle. The thing comes to me masquerading as Amy. Its recreation is perfect. It sounds exactly like Amy, feels exactly like her. It even produces a reasonable facsimile of tears that it makes me feel on its lifelike cheeks. When it first dragged me here, it told me all the things I wanted to hear. It told me that she loved me, that she had always loved me, and that it didn't understand why I did this, that we could still have a life together if only I would stop insisting that I was being deceived. It wanted me to believe No, it needed me to believe that she was real. I almost fell for it. I really did. I doubted myself for the longest time. In the end, though, it was all too perfect, too flawless, and too real. The false Amy used to come every day, and then every week, and finally stopped coming altogether. But I don't think the entity will give up. I think the waiting game is just another one of its gambits. I will resist it for the rest of my life if I have to. I don't know what happened to the rest of the world, but I do know that this thing needs me to fall for its deceptions. If it needs that, then maybe, just maybe, I'm a thorn in its agenda. Maybe Amy is still alive out there somewhere, kept alive only by my will to resist the deceiver. I hold on to that hope, rocking back and forth in my cell to pass the time. I will never give in. I will never break. I am a hero. Num Nums, do you want to read this last couple paragraphs?
Okay.
Because this is actually from a different person's perspective.
Okay, let me get up in your business.
Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
Guys.
It's okay.
I was gonna go like that, and I started laughing. Nope, nobody can see what I did, but
That's fine.
the doctor read the oh my god, my voice.
You're doing your best.
The doctor read the paper the patient had scribbled on. It was barely readable, written in the shaky script of someone who could not see. He wanted to smile at the man's steadfast resolve, a reminder of the human will to survive, but he knew that the patient was completely delusional. After all, a sane man would have fallen for the deception long ago. The doctor wanted to smile. He wanted to whisper words of encouragement to the delusional man. He wanted to scream, but the nerve filaments wrapped around his head and into his eyes made him do otherwise. His body walked into the cell like a puppet and told the patient once more that he was wrong and that there was nobody trying to deceive him. Woo!
That's it.
We did it.
How'd you like my acting?
You did a really good job.
Thank you. I'm so great. So that was Psychosis, and it's pretty good. It's pretty long, too. So, yeah, look at all that. I read all that. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I was going to say, it takes about 31 to 39 minutes.
I know, and then
Or
you said 21.
So literally, we were streaming for over an hour.
Bullcrap.
Either double or
Mm-hmm.
triple it.
That's okay. We were having fun.
Yeah.
All right.
I hope everyone liked my raspy voice at the end.
I did. I am
Oh my god, wait.
I'm gonna what do you
You can talk.
Oh, I was gonna
Oh.
you having fun there?
Oh my god, guys.
I prefer light mode. Makes it easier to read. Girl, I'm trying to
Wait, please.
girl, I'm trying. Thank you. That's really easy on the eyes. You know, makes it really easy to read. We're gonna take a short break, just a couple minutes, rest our voices, and then I'm gonna set up for the less serious stories that we are going to be reading, the quote unquote creepypastas. And it's gonna be wow, thanks. Yeah, that's helpful. That's really good. Yeah, you see, honey's sad that you changed it.
I'm sorry, I'll make it back to being like
God. Give me that.
No.
Sit down. Oh God. All right. Can I pause the stream?
Oh no.
We're gonna go on a brief hiatus.
Do you have a we'll be right back screen?
I was just gonna use the regular ass preview stream as a pause thing.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back, everyone. Right back. All right. Let me put on that music. Welcome back to the stream, everyone. If you thought the last story was spooky, well, you're in for a real treat. We have here the infamous Creepypasta. Oh my god.
It's infamous.
No, nobody knows it.
I was gonna say, I've never heard of this. Infamous.
It's called Poopsy the Killer. And Num Nums and I are going to read it to you.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy. Can I gotta move this stupid girl out of the way so I can hold on. There we go.
You can always shrink or grow her.
Okay, perfect. All right. Poopsy was a normal girl who was 11 years old, but she had a special mind. The other girls were not at all as special and teased Poopsy. The main bully was called Bertha, and she wore a purple cardigan and had blonde hair. It was lunch at school.
Oh, God, no.
And the kids were eating when Bertha walked up to Poopsy. Poopsy, you are ugly and no one loved you, said Bertha to Poopsy's face. Poopsy sat on her own as she had no friends. She was an underdog, a stray wolf, a black sheep, if you will. Poopsy cried.
It's not my fault.
As Bertha laughed at her.
I'm sorry, I read the next line.
Poopsy threw her tacos in the bin and went home.
Funny.
It's so funny. Listen, this is a serious story. She got bullied. Nobody loves her. She threw her tacos away. At home, she cut herself because she was depressed.
Okay, guys, don't actually do that.
Don't do that. Talk to your friends. Her mother walked in and asked if she wanted anything from the shop.
Wait, is Poopsy just sitting there like bloody? And
Yeah.
her mom's like, do you want more tacos?
Sweetie, you want anything from the store?
Oh my-
Poopsy declined and went to bed. But the tragedy was she really did want something from the shop.
She is so relatable.
Not the cutting part.
Like when my mom's like, do you want anything from the store? Num nums. And I'm like, I don't know. And then she leaves. I'm like, I wanted more oat milk.
That is very relatable.
Yeah.
She's very relatable. She wanted a knife to stab Bertha.
No.
But she sighed and figured it wasn't worth it.
Wait. Can I ask a question that might not be
Yeah, what's up?
HR appropriate?
What's
What
up?
was she cutting herself with?
I don't know.
Why can't she just stab Bertha with that?
Her nails, maybe. A Lego brick. I don't know.
Stab her with a Lego brick. What's her excuse? Be creative.
No, girl.
Oh my God.
She specifically wants a knife. I
Okay.
guess that's like her fantasy, her MO. She's a dangerous killer. She got a special
Oh, ammo?
MO, like motive operandi.
Oh, like MIA.
Yeah.
And razor? Or laser?
Girl, I don't know. Can I
Like USA.
She wanted a knife to stab Bertha, but she sighed and figured it wasn't worth it. But the thought of it gave her a feeling in her heart. She wanted to kill Bertha, but she wouldn't.
Is the feeling a crush?
Not yet. No, it's not a crush.
Okay.
There is a love story in this story, but
Oh
it's
my
not
God, she
between
gets
her
a little
and
girlfriend.
Bertha. Anyway. She wouldn't kill her, not yet. It was the next day, and the sun was shining. Poopsy had cereal for breakfast, but when licking her spoon clean and putting it back in,
Oh,
putting it back
No,
in the drawer,
no. Oh, this is scarier than the last story. I don't want to be here anymore.
she took a knife. It was a brutal, ominous, sharp knife.
I don't care about the knife right now.
She imagined it in Bertha's head and got the feeling again.
I can't do this.
I don't understand. What's the problem?
She licked a spoon. I thought her licking the spoon was weird.
Mm.
Because who licks a cereal spoon?
Mm-hmm.
And then she put it back in the drawer.
I do that every day.
If it was an ice cream spoon, I would get that. But who would lick cereal spoons?
I do.
Do you have cereal with milk?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't lick the spoon, though. That's weird.
You lied to me.
I lick it and then I put it back in the drawer. Do you understand why I wanted to read this on stream? I have read the first one. I have not read the second one. So Num Nums is going in completely blind.
Yeah. Grem mentioned wanting to read this. And I read like 2 seconds of it and like, nah, I'm going to go in blind.
It's good. Anyway. She got the feeling again. At school, she had the knife in her bag. At any moment.
Oh my God. This reminds me of my very first day of school. It was on April Fool's Day.
Oh, God.
And a kid brought a knife to school as a joke.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I have to say. I didn't get stabbed on my first day.
All right, I'm gonna go back to reading now. At school, she had the knife in her bag. At any moment, she could whip it out and slice everyone up. But she didn't. Not for now. Lunch came and she sat next to a boy named Grubs. Grubs had black hair and a bike which he rode to school on.
Do you think he looks like Adachi? With
Maybe.
like the emo?
Yeah. Honestly, that's how I pictured him. Like, no joke.
Oh.
Because, like, I don't know, given the story, like, it makes sense. Suddenly, Bertha walked up to Poopsy. So, Poopsy, have you seen any ghosts recently? Cackled Bertha.
I didn't wish to be born like this,
sighed Poopsy as she clutched the knife. Bertha spat in her face and walked away. She gave her the old hawk tua.
Ew.
You can't let Bertha talk to you like that, said Grubs.
You don't understand. I have a special mind,
sighed Poopsy as she flicked her hair out of her eyes. Embrace it,
Ew.
smiled Grubs. I see ghosts too. Poopsy spat out her milk.
You see ghosts too?
Yeah, that is what I said, said
Shut
Grubs.
up, Grubs. We hate you.
Said Grubs as she smiled. Poopsy finally had a friend. She and Grubs went to the cemetery together and saw ghosts.
I am finally happy.
She cried with joy as she threw the knife at the ground.
I don't need to kill Bertha,
she thought to herself as she rode away with Grubs on his bike. This is so romantic.
Yeah.
2 months went by, and Poopsy and Grubs were officially dating. Poopsy strutted into school with a smile on her face.
Oh boy, smooching time. Time for another day of kissing Grubs.
She smiled. And suddenly, she heard a scream. A scream that sounded both lovely yet horrifying. Oh. She ran to find what the scream was, and she saw Grubs lying on the floor with rocks on his head. Bertha stood opposite him, throwing rocks at his head.
Stop it!
Cried Poopsy.
I
know. That's why I'm throwing rocks at him, said Bertha. Poopsy ran all the way to the cemetery to get the knife. She found it and ran back to the school and jumped at Bertha. The two were fighting a battle of good versus evil. Poops. This is great. This is dramatic.
Was this written seriously or as a joke? I'm like hoping it was written as a joke.
This is definitely serious.
Okay.
Poopsy had a knife. Bertha had rocks. Poopsy was obviously the better fighter, but then Bertha threw a rock and hit the knife out of Poopsy's hand. That's
the best you got? I could just pick the knife back up,
chuckled Poopsy. She had a good mind, so analyzed situations well. As she went to pick it up, she gasped. The knife had landed on Grub's face.
You monster!
Screamed Poopsy. Me? You were the one who dropped the knife into his head, smirked Bertha as she walked to class.
Grubs, you were the only one who understood me,
whimpered Poopsy. Poopsy, moaned Grubs as his life ended.
He's dead.
He's dead.
A knife fell on his head and he's died.
Yeah, they shouldn't be bringing knives to school.
That's true.
That's the real moral of the story. Poopsy was left by Grub's dead body in tears. She pulled the knife out of his face and saw blood on it. Grub's blood. She just ripped it right out of him.
Yeah. The only way I can clear the only way I can clear Grub's blood from my hands is with Bertha's blood.
Smiled Poopsy as she got the feeling again. This is one of my favorite parts of the story. That night, Bertha climbed into bed. She snuggled up in the blanket and started to snooze off before she noticed a pair of eyes watching her. "Who's there?" Bertha yelled.
"Oh, I have a name,"
the voice said.
"but you people tend to call me other names. Crazy, weird, fat."
"Poopsy?"
Poopy?
Poopy? That part fucking sent me. When I muttered Bertha. Suddenly, the figure jumped at Bertha, revealing herself as Poopsy, and stabbed Bertha with the same knife that killed Grubs. Bertha let out a scream as she died, and Poopsy whispered in her ear,
"I'm sorry I kill you."
And that's it.
That was good timing with the music.
That was really good. It's incredible. What did you think of Poopsy the killer?
She's pretty horrific. She licked the spoon and put it back in the drawer.
But, like, she's also a tragic heroine.
I don't care. She licked the spoon and put it back in the drawer.
Did you at least think it was fun?
Yes, it was fun. It was horrific, though.
Oh, I'm so glad, because guess what, guys? There is a second one.
Electric Boogaloo.
Poopsy the Killer 2, Electric Boogaloo. And we're going to continue the saga right now.
God.
It was night. A killer in a blood-stained white...
Stop it.
A killer in a blood-stained white hoodie, who was also called Jeff, walked down the road. It was Jeff, the killer. As he walked, he saw a girl with blue hair.
She dyed her hair?
I guess so.
Oh my God, the picture isn't accurate anymore. Life's ruined.
Yeah. Well, I don't have time to go get another stock image, so we're just gonna keep going.
Just pretend it's blue.
Just pretend it's blue. As he saw a girl with blue hair leaning on a wall. "Another victim," he smiled as he approached her. This was no ordinary girl, though. This was Poopsy, a serial killer with a special mind and supernatural powers.
Did she have supernatural powers besides, like, seeing ghosts?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that's it.
Okay.
But it's okay. She got a special mind. Poopsy shot back into a karate stance.
Wah!
Hi-ya! And swung around and kicked the knife out of Jeff's hands. "Hardy har!" laughed Jeff. Laughed Jeff. "I analyze situations well. And so I know that I can just pick that knife back up." Suddenly, Poopsy went bright red. He was just like her, but not that much like her. Because Poopsy was really unique and original, definitely not influenced anyway by Jeff.
"I can't kill one of my own,"
said Poopsy as she rested her hand on Jeff's shoulder.
"The name's Poopsy."
Jeff's cheeks went red as he blushed back. "I'm Jeff."
"Shut up, Jeff." "Well, Jeff, nice to meet you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go. I've got a note to head to abandoned building."
To abandoned building. Jeff scoffed as he strutted like a peacock
Sweet God.
to Poopsy whilst clicking his fingers like a bad boy. "Come on, dollface.
This is horrific.
You'll need some help, and I got the goods."
What good
He flexed his buff Dwayne Johnson muscles, causing Poopsy to blush like crazy.
"Too bad, little boy. I work alone."
She smiled as she walked without him. You okay, honey? It's really good so far, I can tell.
I'm so sad.
Poopsy had such a special mind that she saw things differently to others. It's made it hard to relate, as Poopsy was just too unique and different for the outside world.
I'm so sorry, honey.
She had to work alone for now. Because it's so good, right? It hurts because it's so good. This music is really fitting. Poopsy put her headphones on and listened to sad Linkin Park songs as it rained. She was once normal girl, now killer, because she was bullied and led down a dark path. Poopsy looked at the note she had. There was a picture of a masked girl on it. The mask was dark and ominous. It looked like a mask a killer would wear on their face. It made Poopsy cautious, but she knew the people needed her.
What people?
The people. Poopsy was a killer, but only killed the bad people, but nobody else knew that. Everyone think Poopsy is evil and bad little chick, but really, she is helping them. She is a hero in disguise, like the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, except she chick.
No.
Do you like my reading?
Yeah.
Thanks, I'm trying my
Oh
best.
my God, help me.
Suddenly, masked girl jumped down from rooftop. She was wearing a trench coat, the kind a drug dealer would wear, and didn't walk very well. She looked like she walked on stilts.
Looks like I have a visitor,
said Poopsy. No, not a visitor. This is not our house, said the masked girl.
Actually, the outside world is my home,
said Poopsy.
I am not a normal girl like other girls. I am a dark killer.
Poopsy watched the masked girl shut.
Ow!
I don't know, maybe like it soaked through the mask.
I was gonna say, do you think it's like a Sailor Venus, like a Sailor V mask?
It could be that too.
Yeah.
I was picturing like...
I pictured a full face.
Yeah, but it could be masquerade, like type mask.
Yeah.
Honey, you enjoying yourself so far?
Honey is so sad.
That's okay. Okay, she watched the masked girl shed a tear. Well, I'll see you around, she said as she ran away. And Poopsy watched her run like a crazy man doing the drugs.
No nudie around here stays for long,
she sighed as she followed to the abandoned building. Poopsy recognized the masked girl from the posters around the city. The city was covered in wanted posters with a picture of her mask because she was stealing tubs of meat from all the
Stop it! What is this?
the butchers in the city.
Why?
She was wanted dead or alive.
Dead or alive for stealing tubs of meat?
Yeah. Hold on. Ooh, gotta compose myself. I'm sorry, it's just really good. Poopsy knew she could easily bring her in, but the justice system wanted Poopsy too, and she didn't want to work with them. She was a black sheep and had to protect her fellow people. Poopsy did not want to think about it. She was so alone, it made her cry. 3 tears came down from each of her beautiful eyes. All 3 of them. And so she ran, oh, how she ran into the night to forget her troubles. As she ran, an old man looked out his window and saw her run past. "You can't run from your problems forever, Poopsy," he shouted at her, out her. Poopsy hadn't been the same since her boyfriend Grubbs died in a tragic accident. Grubbs was a nice boy and had a bike, and Poopsy missed him more every day. He would let her ride his bike. Yeah. As Poopsy approached the abandoned building, she got chills down her back. She walked inside, and suddenly, the door shut behind her and locked. You enjoying it? shut behind her and locked. Poopsy jumped up.
Have I been bamboozled?
She asked in shock. She turned around and saw the masked girl standing in the room.
Shut up! I'm talking.
Ah, dear Poopsy. Such a foolish girl, always putting others before herself, the girl said. Poopsy squinted as she looked at the mask. It looked like an old, scary mask, and it scared even Poopsy, who was the bravest girl.
Identify yourself,
shouted Poopsy like a medic. The masked girl just stood there, taunting Poopsy with her voluptuous
Excuse
body.
me?
You heard me.
Okay.
I didn't stutter. We were once classmates, you and I, said the girl. And Poopsy squinted some more, trying her hardest to identify the girl.
I had no friends at school,
said Poopsy.
So that makes you an enemy.
Poopsy. Poopsy ran at her like an angry bull charging at a red flag. But she slid out of the way as her movements were so fluid like liquid.
Oh, God.
No friends, Poopsy? Well, that really is pathetic. You are such a hoot. The girl laughed in Poopsy's face.
Well, I did have a lover once. His name was Grubs,
said Poopsy as she leapt and spun around majestically like an orca.
Shut up!
With her hands in a heart symbol.
What is that? What? I know what a heart symbol is, but like jumping around like an orca making heart symbols.
Yeah.
Orcas don't have hands.
Well, if the orca had hands.
Okay.
And made hearts.
Okay.
Are you okay?
No.
Oh, sorry. It's gonna be all right. Ha! The girl laughed as she walked up to Poopsy and flicked her in the face. Poopsy, you are ugly and no one loved you, laughed the girl as Poopsy crossed her arms angrily. Poopsy's eyes suddenly opened, and she used her special mind to analyze the situation. She knew someone who once said such mean things to her, but she was dead.
Bertha?
Gasped Poopsy.
But I killed you in my grand finale.
So you finally realized that I am one of the undead, the masked girl smirked. When I was alive, you might have called me Bertha, but my birth is long over. Now, I am Deatha. The girl...
Die.
The girl pulled her mask away to reveal a skeleton face. Poopsy's biggest fear in life was skeletons. And this caused her to dolphin backflip in fear.
Oh,
Screamed Poopsy in fear. Her nails clawed into her own face as she gasped in agonizing terror of the sight before her. Her old classmate, now a reanimated undead corpse.
what happened to you? You're a monstrosity to all creation.
Okay, but that's a little rude, Poopsy. Look, I'm not expecting an apology, but please have the decency to not say that again, all right? Death aside, as she took off her trench coat, revealing her entire body to be a skeleton.
Wait.
The coat and pants had been stuffed with ham to flesh her out.
Her voluptuous body was
Yeah, she stole a bunch of ham to give herself fake tits and ass. You know, priorities.
Oh my God.
Okay, but that's a little rude.
Oh my God.
Poopsy gagged at the sight of the skeleton covered in ham. It was truly her worst nightmare and looked really scary. As the non-kosher skeleton approached her, Poopsy used her special mind to analyze the situation. She figured out that she needed to escape. But how? Poopsy remembered. Better than licking a foot. Yeah, you know, got a good
That
point.
was so bad.
Poopsy remembered how when she got get really nervous, she backflipped. So she decided she has to face her fears. Poopsie ran up to Detha and closed her eyes. She was going to do the unthinkable. She was going to lick the ham.
What is? No, the licking is returning. Why is she gonna lick that ham?
Poopsie's mouth opened up and her cute tongue came out.
What is this?
I don't know how I feel about that line. It was a tongue that she treated well with dignity and was limited to touching tacos and nuggets. But today, she would violate it, and she couldn't help but shed a tear for her comrade.
What is this?
No.
I'm so sad.
How long is this? Okay, we're not even halfway through yet.
What is this?
I don't know, but we keep going. What was I doing? Oh, yes. As her tongue touched the ham dripping from Bertha's body.
Oh my god.
Poopsie's body immediately coiled up in response, and she flew backwards, cartwheeling like a slinky until she broke through the window. Bertha stood there in shock. You and me too, girl. Poopsie was just too clever. Poopsie's body flew through the air and landed in the graveyard. Immediately, she started to cry, remembering Grubs and his bike. Grubs and Poopsie would ride. Oh, how they would ride with that bike and go to the graveyard and look at ghosts together with their special minds. Poopsie stood up slowly began to waltz around the graveyard as she cried over Grubs. All the ghosts came up and watched the girl dance by herself, and they all got so sad and started to clap.
Thank you,
said Poopsie to the ghosts as they applauded her with tears in their eyes. A meaningless but heartfelt response.
If only Grubs was here,
she sighed. Grubs is dead, babe, said a bad boy on a motorbike.
Oh,
Poops looked up and saw Jeff sitting on a motorbike. He almost looked like Grubs in the moonlight, except he was taller and his name wasn't Grubs, it was Jeff.
Jeff, Bertha is back and she's going to kill everyone.
Poopsie cried, throwing herself onto the floor, waving her arms majestically. Kinda makes you question your morals, doesn't it? Jeff said ominously.
Whatever do you mean?
Poopsie responded.
Oh, wait, excuse me, whatever do you mean? Is that sultry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poopsie responded in a curious and sultry manner as she jammed a finger into her mouth to plead. Oh, God. Well, we are killers, Poopsie Pants, said Jeff like an ominous killer. Bertha's just one of us, except she's a skeleton covered in ham. Poopsie flipped her hair as it began to rain, her fingers slowly moving down her chin as she purred.
Well, my dear, that's a pretty big difference, don't you think?
Physically, yes, but morally we are the same, grunted Jeff in an ominous and brooding way. If a skeleton...
Wait.
Oh, that's you.
If a skeleton covered in ham had morals, it would be a skeleton covered in McNuggets.
Poopsie sighed. My God, Jeff spoke. You're right. I would have... Oh, God.
You have water.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I would never have thought of that. How on earth did you? Poopsie silenced him by placing her damp finger over his lips.
Damp with spit?
Yeah.
Special mind, hon.
Oh, Poops, smiled Jeff. Hop onto my hoopty. Poop jumps. Poopsie jumps.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
What is this thing?
I ran ahead. Hold on, I'm not there yet. Poopsie jumped onto the back of his motorbike. Okay, you can read it.
What is this thing, Ron? Yeah.
Oops, she asked. I guess you could say that. Jeff grinned as he finished a can of beer. Oh God, I'm crying. It's so well written. We're working our way through it.
So sad.
Why do I bother? Detha sighed as she looked in the mirror. My plans are brilliant, but Poopsy has a special mind. She can analyze these situations and always find a way to defeat me. Her only weakness is her gigantic heart. And just then, Detha grinned as she rubbed her fingers together. She put on her pants and coat and did a little skeleton jig to the school. It was night, so nobody was at school, so she snuck in and saw a pile of rocks and a dead body out front. They didn't even move him. They just left him there. They just left his ass there. Yeah. Well, now you know what... I'll wait till you're finished drinking. Well, now you know what to do if anyone ever gets killed by rocks at school.
Yeah, just leave them there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Detha walked up to the body before picking it up.
So sad.
We meet again, Grubs. Detha was still the same bully she was when she was Bertha, and made fun of the dead body, throwing some rocks at his face for old time's sake.
Are you kidding me? I'm leaving to get water and they're throwing rocks at the dead body?
Yeah, she's still mean. Detha's violence had caused Poopsy to have an existential crisis. Are you gonna survive?
No.
I'm so sorry. There. Existential crisis. Since it was Poopsy, after all.
Is Poopsy here?
No, since it was... I'm reading. Who had accidentally dropped the knife into Grubs' face, killing him that gruesome day. Detha's smile faded as she realized how her bants with Poopsy had caused so much heartbreak. Detha just wanted Poopsy to throw away her tacos and to throw rocks at Grubs every now and then. But through the accident on Poopsy's behalf, Grubs was dead. Poopsy was a killer, and Bertha was Detha, a skeleton covered in ham wearing a trench coat. It was truly an unexpected turn of events. Genius writing. Yeah? Okay. Anyway, Detha shed a tear as she sliced Grubs' skin off, carefully cushioning his skin with chunks of ham before she stepped into his skin and slid back to the church as she arrived. As she arrived, a motorbike rode up to the scene. On it sat Jeff and Poopsy. Poopsy jumped off at the sight of Grubs. It appeared that he too had been brought back to life, so she ran up and hugged him. Jeff sighed and flipped his hair out of his eye like a cool person.
Oh, it's not what it looks like, Grubs. I know he's a bigger bike, but we're not together. My heart belongs to you.
Belong to you.
Belong to you.
Smiled Poopsy as she kissed his lips. As she did, she took a big whiff, and her face turned pale. Grubs stunk of ham. Confused, she squeezed his body, and it squished like it was filled of chunks of ham. But nobody...
Oh, what is that?
But nobody's perfect, so she kissed him again. So he kissed again.
Grubs, on second thoughts, you are dead, and maybe it is best to rest.
She's heartbroken. Poopsy, I always loved you, said Grubs.
And I'll always love you, Grubs,
cried Poopsie as she stroked his curly black hair. He was so handsome, and his name was Grubs. I know, it's tragic. Poopsie sighed and looked him in the eyes. He didn't look his best, but she did drop a knife in his face, so she didn't want to bring that up. Oh my God.
I guess today will be my last day of kissing Grubs.
She whimpered, pulling in Grubs as the two lovers kissed. Suddenly, Poopsie's tongue was bitten, and she screamed. As Grubs began to cackle, his skin jiggling as it fell off, revealing Detha underneath. Oh, Poopsie, walking into my trap once again with your big heart, Detha laughed.
It's not my fault I love so much,
cried Poopsie.
It's not my fault I have a special mind.
Poopsie then kicked Detha in the stomach, and she flew back into a tree. Detha laughed. I could do this all day, Poopsie.
Well, too bad. It's not day, it's night,
said Poopsie as lightning struck the tree and Detha's bones exploded into ashes and scattered across the city. Finally, a proper burial, said Jeff to Poopsie. Now her soul can rest in peace.
More like pieces,
said Poopsie as she stroked Grub's empty skin. Just then, a ghost flew down from the sky. It was Bertha. Poopsie, you've killed me again, said Bertha, who was mildly upset about the whole evening.
I'm sorry I kill you,
said Poopsie in a dark, ominous tone, which impressed Jeff.
Okay, that's Bertha.
Oh, but now I have been properly buried by my ashes scattering. I am a ghost and can finally sleep, said Bertha as her ghost lay down in Poopsie's lap.
Bertha, you've been nothing but a pain to me. Do you know how many tacos I threw away because of you?
Poopsie said as Bertha began to fade away. Poopsie, remember when you dropped the knife on Grubs' head, said Bertha.
I don't know. I might have forgotten that. Oh, wait, no, I don't. That moment scarred me for life, you big meanie,
cried Poopsie. No, said Bertha. It was my fault. I shouldn't have been throwing rocks at Grubs' head. And then I threw the rock to knock knife out of your hand. It was all my plan, Poopsie. Not you. Poopsie smiled.
Thank you, Bertha. I guess both of our souls can rest tonight.
Bertha's ghost faded away, and Poopsie got up and looked at Jeff.
We gave Bertha a proper burial. We have to give Grubs one, too,
she said as she tucked his skin into her backpack.
Stop it!
And got on Jeff's motorbike.
Drive to the school, Jeff.
Got a scroll? This is a bad idea, Poops. I'm not allowed within 50 feet of the school anymore.
Stop it. No.
Blushed Jeff. Poopsie pushed Jeff off of his motorcycle. Oi! He shouted as he fell off.
Look, Jeff. Grubs was my first love. I still love you, but I sort of have this out first and then meet you later. You wouldn't understand what it's like to lose your first love,
she said as she drove away. But I do understand, Poopsie, Jeff cried. You were my first love.
Hey.
That's really beautiful.
Really sad.
Poopsie drove furiously down the road so fast the grub skin was flapping about in the wind. She drove to the school and jumped off while the motorcycle was still moving before it crashed into the front reception.
Looks like school's out,
Poopsie said in a really cool voice, but sadly no one was around to hear her. Poopsie bent over and picked up Grub's skinless body, which she dressed back into his skin.
Now, where was I?
She smiled before she kissed him once more, this time certain he wouldn't bite back.
Oh my God.
Poopsie dragged his body to the cemetery, where she began to dig. As she laid his body down, she saluted him.
Good night, Grubs.
She smiled before burying him with the soil. She finally had the chance to say goodbye to her one true love. As she finished burying him, she sat back, waiting to be graced by Grubs' ghost. Just then, she heard a scream. It was both lovely and horrifying. She jumped up and looked around, and there she saw him. Ghost Grubs screaming as he lay on the floor.
Grubs?
Poopsy screamed.
But you should be at peace now with the dead.
As she walked closer, she saw Bertha's ghost smiling as she threw ghost rocks at Grubs. Poopsy fell on her knees and screamed super loud that it probably woke some people up. She did not care because she was a real deranged killer. Everyone had been mean to her all her life and bullied her. She was a bad little chick now, and this meant serious business. Poopsy astral projected and left her body and walked over to Bertha. Poopsy, yelled Bertha, but you're not a ghost. Poopsy wrapped her spirit hands around Bertha's neck.
No, I'm not a ghost, but you are, and let's make this ghost toast.
Poopsy whipped out some ghost knives, which are knives for ghosts that can kill ghosts forever. Bertha began to scream as Poopsy raised the knife and looked her in the eye.
This time, I'm not sorry I kill you.
Poopsy stabbed Bertha with the knife, and her ghost screamed as she disappeared from existence. Poopsy entered her body again and got up and looked at Grubs. Poopsy, you saved me, he smiled.
Yes, that's what I do,
said Poopsy as she sat down next to him.
Now you are at rest, Grubs,
she said as he slowly began to fade into the sky. Poopsy, he said as he faded away peacefully. Poopsy sighed as she got up again and walked off into the night. She was back where she started, a lone wolf in this world of sheep. Suddenly a tall man, skinny, in a suit, tapped her on the shoulder. Excuse me, m'lady, but I have a mansion full of killers and outsiders like you. Would you care to join us? Poopsy turned around to see the man had no face. He had no mouth, no eyes, no nose, and he had tentacles which took her back a little.
What do you have for breakfast at your mansion?
She asked as the sun began to rise. Tacos, said Slenderman. And the two laughed. And the two laughed as they walked into the horizon and jumped in midair into the sunset. The end? Or is it?
I just realized the music stopped playing.
That's okay. That was Poopsy the Killer wanted.
End it. Yeah, end.
That was really good. That was emotional. It had the highs, the lows.
I definitely cried.
Yeah. I think we all did for one reason or another. Did you enjoy that, Pocky? I tried my best to narrate it. I could not, for the life of me, stop myself from laughing at some parts, though.
My voice is too awful to narrate, so you guys get what you get.
Pocky loved it.
The screams were the best part.
Absolutely not. Oh, damn it. Well,
I'm glad you enjoyed the screams.
Regardless of whether you guys enjoyed the story or not, I hope you at least had fun listening to the two of us narrate.
God.
I know I now have something to listen to at work on Monday. So that's fun. It was perfect. Thank you. We tried our best. Yes.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm glad.
God.
All right. Well, it's late. I got to take you back home.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to end the stream now. And yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, send me money. Buy me all the gifts in the world because I'm lovely and I deserve it. Okay.
Send her ham.
Send me ham.
Bye.
Send me tubs of ham.
No.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye.